Blue Lotus is not a calming herb, and it is not a stimulant. It exists in a category of its own, a plant traditionally used, not to fix the body, not to energize the system, but to gently shift awareness. Pause. Blue Lotus has been revered for thousands of years as a sacred and ceremonial flower, not something used casually, not something taken daily, but a plant reserved for ritual, for intention, and for moments of expanded perception. Slow breath. Blue Lotus, often associated with ancient Egypt, appears repeatedly in temple art, burial chambers, ceremonial carvings, and sacred objects. It symbolized rebirth, conscious awareness, and the bridge between visible and invisible worlds. This symbolism wasn't decorative. It reflected lived experience. In ancient cultures, plants were understood through relationship and not extraction. Blue Lotus was approached with reverence. Pause. Traditionally, Blue Lotus was prepared intentionally, often infused into wine or steeped gently as a tea and used during spiritual ceremonies and sacred gatherings, not to escape reality, but to enter it more fully. Unlike herbs that ground the body or calm the nervous system, Blue Lotus was associated with heightened perception, dreamlike awareness, and emotional openness. It was believed to soften the boundary between the conscious and subconscious mind, a state where intuition surfaced naturally, where inner imagery felt vivid, where meaning emerged symbolically rather than logically. Here at Flora Amora, we approach herbs like Blue Lotus with respect for their historical and cultural depth. Not everything in nature was meant for constant consumption. Some plants were meant for moments, for ceremony, for reflection, for intentional presence. Our herbal library exists to preserve this context so ancient plant wisdom isn't reduced to trends, misused or misunderstood. Blue Lotus was never about productivity, it was about presence. In Egyptian cosmology, the Blue Lotus flower was associated with the rising sun. Each morning, the flower opened with daylight and closed again as night fell, a living symbol of cyclical awareness, awakening, rest, return, pause. This rhythm mattered. It mirrored human consciousness, waking, dreaming, integration. Blue Lotus represented the space between. In ceremonial settings, Blue Lotus was traditionally used to encourage introspection, creative insight, and subtle emotional expansion. Not stimulation, but soft elevation, a gentle opening rather than a push. This is why Blue Lotus appears again and again in ancient art as something held, offered, or inhaled. It was treated as a bridge between inner and outer worlds, between waking life and the dream state. Pause. Unlike grounding herbs that bring awareness downward, Blue Lotus was associated with floating awareness, a gentle detachment from rigidity, not dissociation, but fluidity, a loosening of mental boundaries without losing presence. In traditional contexts, the experience of Blue Lotus was guided. Set mattered, setting mattered, intention mattered. This wasn't casual use, it was ceremonial intelligence. People understood that altered perception required responsibility, that expansion without grounding could lead to imbalance, so the plant was honored, used sparingly, used intentionally. Pause. In modern times, many people feel drawn to Blue Lotus because it represents something rare, stillness with awareness, presence without tension, a state that feels symbolic rather than chemical. In a world that constantly stimulates the senses, Blue Lotus reminds us that awareness doesn't need to be forced. It can unfold slowly, naturally. Blue Lotus does not command attention. It invites curiosity. It doesn't overpower the mind. It softens it just enough for deeper perception to emerge. Pause. Traditionally, this plant was never about escape. It was about remembering. Remembering inner imagery. Remembering symbolism. Remembering the subtle language of the psyche. A reminder that consciousness has many layers and not all of them speak in words. If you're exploring herbs like Blue Lotus and want to understand them through historical and cultural context, Flora Amora offers a growing herbal library dedicated to preserving this knowledge in one accessible place, available anytime from your phone or computer, so the wisdom stays within reach without needing to search endlessly. Blue Lotus reminds us that not all healing is about calming the body or energizing the system. Some healing happens when awareness expands just enough to see differently and then gently returns.